How's it going, everybody? This is Chris with CLS Paranormal, and we are here at the Marjim Manor in Appleton, New York to do a ghost hunt here. Right now we're going to step inside, we're going to talk to the owner so she can share some stories and some of the ghost lore with us. So come with me inside the manor. Alright, so we are inside Marjim Manor with Margot. She is the owner. She's going to walk around and tell us some of the history and some of the hot spots of paranormal.
Okay, well, there we go. So the room we're standing in right now is our main tasting room. It was originally the kitchen to the house. It had a corner for the maid's room and an opening to the butler's pantry, which is no longer there. When the Sisters of St. Joseph were here between 1933 until 1993, this was their kitchen. If you look behind the one wine rack there, you'll see a little pass-through that went to the pantry and the kitchen in the back. The original house, if we go out on the front porch, right here. This was actually the original house. It was built by Shubal Merrit for his wife, Sophia. That is brick that was actually made locally. I know the ghost story says it was imported. It was not. And that is one-piece cast iron over the doors. When the sisters were here, they're the ones who added this porch. The shorter ones here were doors. These taller ones were originally windows. What we normally call our second tasting room. Light more lights on if you want. This was originally two rooms. There was the receiving room up front because the front door is over there, and this part over here was the dining room. So it was actually two completely separate rooms. The light switches for each half are completely separate. So that's this room. Now the main part of the ghost story that people tell is about Louis getting shot and killed, which supposedly happened right here. According to the ghost story, Louis had opened his mail, found out his tuition at the University of Rochester had just been raised to $12 a semester. Being upset, he came flying down the stairs, went through these French doors right here, startling his father so much that his father actually turned and accidentally shot and killed him. This was the living room at the top. That is ghost story.
That's a ghost story.
That is ghost story. Do not ask Louis how it felt to be shot, because he was not shot. He died of tuberculosis.
Okay.
That's the truth. Now this room over here, we'll go through here. I'm going to go get some lights on here. This was originally the living room of the house. So this was the living room. This is where there were two fireplaces at the time, and the family spent a lot of time here. When the Sisters of St. Joseph purchased the house, they're the ones who added this altar up here. The railing, we do have one pew and the front railing, the front kneeler is in the basement. But if you look in the floor, you'll see where all the pews and kneelers were actually attached. So we left all that there. This room, when we moved in, actually had acoustic ceiling tile on the walls and the ceiling because it was the chapel. They wanted to keep the noise at least at bay. And it started to sort of fall off everywhere, so we redid it. But this was the room that we did. So, but the front porch, which is most people's favorite room.
That's what I was just going to ask about.
Yep. So this was added by the sisters in 1933. And this, right now we have a couple pictures on the wall of Dr. Ring and some of the newspaper articles and things. That's from my children's book. I'm in the middle, it's called Many Hats of Farmer Wears. But this is where the sisters have added it. When the sisters had this as their porch, this was full living space, both floors. There were bookcases along the wall with books, and out here were chairs and tables. And the neighbor children remember coming over and playing checkers with the sisters, or making lemonade with the sisters, but spending some time on this front porch. We now use it as our extra tasting area. We do lunches here, dinners, taste and paints, all kinds of things. But that's the first floor, basically everything that's here. You ready to go to the basement?
Oh yeah.
This is the original house. And I do have a picture without the glass in front of it, if that's helpful too.
Yeah.
And then after the sisters added the porch. So I have two wines, 50 windows and 100 windows, because originally it was 50, and yes, today it is 100.
Only 100 windows.
No, I don't believe them.
I don't blame you.
And this is actually the newspaper article that created the whole thing.
It's a loaf cat. You gotta get the loaf cat.
Oh, this is Skipper. Skipper only drinks white wine.
Where's Gilligan at?
Huh? when you watch her when she was a kitten, you watch her run. She had this lopsided run, so that's why you called her Skipper. There's a gold cat named Slinky and a black cat named Lewis, named for the ghost, and the ghost doesn't mind.
Oh, the ghost doesn't mind.
All right. So the basement is actually 6 rooms. Now, it's been said that this place was a stop on the Underground Railroad. The original porch to the house came over just past this window here. So the story is that slaves would go underneath the porch, come in here, and be able to spend time in the basement. If there have, or when there have been negative experiences, it's usually in this room here.
Okay.
So this is the room. There's another room back here, which sometimes the ghosts let us go in, sometimes they don't.
No.
There's a lot of stuff in there, so there's a cleared space for you.
Okay.
But basically this area is where you can go. The rest of it's got, as you can see,
A bunch of stuff
a
everywhere.
bunch of stuff. Our murder mystery pops and everything else. So
when you say negative stuff, like, is it more like attention, or is it more
one woman was told to leave.
out loud?
She heard in her, somebody said, "Get out."
Okay.
We've had people scratched. One group asked if they wanted to get paid. They said yes. They put down $1. We've never found the dollar. So yeah, if there's different things have happened, but as I say, those are the two that jump out in my mind right now for
Okay.
things. So, but that's mostly in this room over here. Nothing much really seems. Sometimes it happens here, but mostly it's this room.
It's that room? Okay.
Yeah, that's where most things happen.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, so that's the various things that we have. Other questions?
No, I think we're ready to start.
Okay. I can tell you who's here if you want to know that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What's that back there? Is that a room?
That's just another storeroom. That's the electrical room. That's where,
okay.
Yeah, there's no room to walk around. That's the electrical boxes are in there, and all our storage stuff is.
And that throws off equipment, so that's
yes,
a no,
it does.
that's a no-go.
Yeah. You don't want to be in there. This used to be wired for all.
Yeah,
kinds.
that would be cool. Who's all the people that are here?
Okay, right now, from using my pendulum and my dowsing rods, Shubal, the builder of the house, his wife Sophia, and their son Louis. Those people are pretty steadily here.
Okay.
The next people who own the house, Dr. Charles Ring and his wife Hannah, have said to be here, and then Estelle Morse, who inherited the house after Dr. Ring's death in slightly suspicious circumstances, shall we say. But Estelle tends to visit. I don't think her husband John is here. I think it's just Estelle tonight.
Okay.
And I may have some of my relatives may stop by as well.
Okay.
So that's probably Skipper in front of the door. Because she makes it move too.
Okay.
Yes. She may join you.
Oh, that's fine.
Yep.
The animals are good for paranormal anyway.
Oh yeah. They love to play with invisible dust.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as you can see, every room has its own light switches, so whatever you want to do with them, whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay. Alright guys, all the lights are out. We got some of our equipment out. And we're going to start in the chapel. We're going to do what we usually do on every investigation. I have the tricycle meter and I have the K2 meter. We'll walk around, check for EMF spikes anywhere in the building. We'll start up here and then work our way down to the basement. Are there any spirits in here that want to communicate with me? What? I turned that light off.
Yeah.
I turned that light off. I came down here. Every light was off in here. Now that is funny. Did somebody just turn that light on? I swear to God I turned this light off. I came right in here and flipped the light off and said I'm going back upstairs. Feel anything in here? Anybody here that wants to talk to me? We heard that there were slaves in here. You guys want to communicate with me? We're here to talk to you and get to know you. Oh my God. That literally went all the way up to freaking... Look at that. That freaking went up to red. I'm just standing right... Look. You see there's nothing in front of me.
Yep.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Are you standing in front of me right now? Well, this is definitely something. There was definitely something standing in front of us because there's nothing. You see, there's nothing right here to set this off. You hear that back there?
Mm-hmm.
You heard that in the corner.
Yep.
Are you back here in the corner? Can you walk up to me? We're here to communicate with you. We are just here to talk and get your story. I know you have other investigators come in here, but is there anything that you want to share with us? Would it be easier if I set the device down and walked away from it? Here. I'm going to set it down right here. If you can see me, I'm going to set the device right here. Can you touch the device? I'm not anywhere near it. Can you touch it for me? Tell me you saw that.
With the camera right
Look,
on it.
look at the device.
I see it.
Are you touching that device? Right now we got the REM pod and we have the SP7 spirit box. Good, it has batteries in it, just want to check that. So
well, that's good.
Right now we are going to go down to the basement and we're going to try a REM pod session and then we're going to do the spirit box and then when we're done down there we're going to go to the chapel and try and communicate with this. Back down to the basement we go. Back down here. We got a device that we heard you guys like to communicate through. Way down here. Alright, so we're going to try bathroom first. Hello? I told you we're going to come back down. I got a device that I think you might like. Called a REM pod. to use this? All you have to do is touch it. I'm going to set it down on the floor. Can you touch that device for me? If you can see that device on the floor with the red light, can you touch that device? Can you set that device off? Alright, the door is shut. We are in here with you. Can you set that rim pot off on the floor? You know how to use it? You don't have to be frightened. I'm here to talk. I'm just here to talk to you and prove that you're here. All right, so we heard that you're familiar with the spirit box. We heard that you like to talk through it. Well, I'm going to turn it on. Can you talk to this device? What is your name? You guys know who Mike is? Are you still down here? You heard that you like the spirit box. Come talk to the spirit box. Is there anybody down in the basement? Are you down in the basement? You know who Mike is? Sophia, are you in here? Alright, we're going to go to another part. I'm going to leave that down here. Feel free to set it off. Is there anybody in here? We heard that you like to talk to this device. Can you talk to this device? My name is Chris. Is there anybody down here with me? Did you hear that? It sounded like it just said me. Alright, well, what is your name? Oh, you hear that? That was a voice, but Are you in here? Can you set that rim pot off by my feet? Alright, we're gonna leave. Tell me you heard that. Is there something you would like us to do? I heard that for sure. Are you a male spirit? You sound like a male. Sound like I said I am male. I can't just went in the other chapel with them. Hi Kitty, what do you up to? Well, I thought I had this up in the temple. That happens a lot around here. All right, Hannah. My name is Chris, and I got a couple of devices for you to play with. I got this. This is called a rim pod. I'm going to set it down on the floor for you. If you want to touch that for us and make it go off. See if you can set that off. Do you want to sit down? You like the pretty colors that are on it? I'm going to turn the spirit box on. Hannah, are you up here right now? You heard that? Hannah, can you say your name to the spirit box? Shubal, is that you? It sounded like it said what?
That's what sounded like it, yeah.
Shubal, are you out here? It just said yes. Shubal, my name is Chris. We're here to talk to you. Can you tell me where you're standing right now in the room? Is this where you like to hang out? How many spirits are here with you? Did you hear that? Sounded like it said 7. You want to walk around with me? Alright, so we're going back down to the basement for round 3. We're going to try another REM pod. We have the Ovilus, and then we have our Zoom EVP recorder, because I feel like I'm hearing stuff talking, but it's not loud enough to catch on camera. So we're going to give it a shot now and go back down. Back to the basement. I think we'll start in that outside room again and work our way.
Well, that heater's off right now.
Yeah, this is the perfect time to do a EVP session. You can do it on second. I just kind of get trampled down here and hope for the best. Alright, we're back down. I told you we'd come back down again. So, I have a device right here in my hand. It's called an EVP recorder. I am going to set this down. You can talk into this device right here I'm pointing at. And then I'm going to set this REM pod on the floor. Same deal. You have to touch it to make it go off. So there's an EVP recorder right there. If you're in here, can you tell me who's down here? Can you tell me what your name is? Sophia? Shubal? Do any of you come down here for anything?
Margot's upstairs. She said you guys would talk to us.
If you want to talk to us, there's a device right there. Is there anything you want to say? Do you like people coming down here and talking to you?
Mm-hmm. I heard it.
So upstairs we were talking to Shubal. He said that there are 7 spirits in here. Can you guys tell me how many are in here? Alright, so right now we're going to go upstairs. We feel like whatever's down here is kind of lingering and doesn't really want to communicate. So we're going to put a camera on a tripod, and we're going to leave the K2 meter, the EVP recorder, and we're going to leave this REM pod down here. We're going to take probably about a 10-15 minute walk around upstairs. And we're going to let this roll and see what happens. What happens right here is extremely interesting. We had a camera rig in the basement with an RGB fill light on it. This room in the basement is notorious for having lights turn on and off. And when we were going lights out before our investigation, one of the lights actually came on in that room. Well, about 8 minutes into filming, our fill light shuts off on top of the rig. Now, I've never had that happen with that fill light before, and when you watch the video, you see later that we find out the fill light had a full charge, and as we're in the basement, the fill light turns back off. So it was quite interesting to have that happen. Is there anybody out here that wants to talk to me? I have a device on the stairs with a red light on it. It allows you to communicate with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are you here? Anna, you want to come talk to us?
Who's here? Do you like being here? Do you like hanging out in the winery with Margot?
You live upstairs?
With all the cats? Do you play with them?
Is there anybody up on the stairs? Yes, you look friendly. Are you friendly? First time I've seen that look friendly. So we're going to retrieve the rest of our equipment, and then we are going to, we're going to head down to the basement. We got the Oculus 3 on right now. Said hug. Whatever's upstairs is very loving. Let's see how it changes when we come down in here. I wonder how much this is going to change now that we're done. Carol. Is there a Carol here? What? That's crazy.
What?
What's wrong with this picture right now?
The light's off.
The light's off. Hold on. Something shut the freaking light off down here.
It is so cold in this room right now.
You know what's crazy about that? We're going to see that on camera. This light doesn't just shut off. Like, for everybody watching outside, you have to push this button for this light to physically shut off. And the camera just died. Oh, I hope it got the light shutting off. Come on. That's awesome. That's the second time a light thing has happened down here.
Yes.
Because I shut the light off in here and that turned off. And then it shut that light off. I wonder if it would shut that light off for us. Climb. Property.
Maybe we should have the...
It shut off faster that time.
Uh-huh. I had the camera right on it too.
Can you tell me? How are you able to shut that light off? General. I felt like somebody brushed my back.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I felt like. Three-quarters.
Hmm.
I don't know, it felt like something in my pocket vibrated.
Let me go in front of you. Every time I come up these stairs, I feel like something's coming up behind me.
Okay. I like the light thing. And you said they like to shut lights off. That's exactly what it did. And it was funny too, the more I would turn it on, the quicker they would shut it off. And what makes it even funnier, it has a full battery. That light is green. And they don't want it on. So right now we are setting up the GS2 grid. We're going to set it up right here in the middle of the chapel. We're going to calibrate, and we're going to take this ball. You have to touch it for it to light up. We're going to set it right here. there anybody in here that wants to walk in front of this grid? Can you touch that ball on the floor?